Hello and welcome to another episode of Roy B. the Middleman podcast. And today there is no guest. I am just with myself. And actually, I just wanted to talk about the start of 2023 and the energies that are going to be around for the first few months leading up to April. So it's going to take us just prior to Easter. And where we're at right now, Mother Earth is in the very final stages of releasing her 3D, 4D vibrational skin. And we're progressing deep into her 5D transformation, 5D vibration, which is the vibration of oneness, the golden octave, abundance, and very, very many positive changes that will come. But that's not until April. So prior to that, in a strange way, actually, before I get into that, prior to that, basically Mother Earth's going to go into a death and rebirth, the death and rebirth of Christ almost in an energetic way. And where we're at now, we're in what I've termed the Vesica Pisces Squeeze. What I mean by that is the old layer, vibrational layer, is imagine it as one circle and the new layer is another circle, and they're interlocking. And we're currently in the part where the circles interlocking. It's called the Vesica Pisces, and that energy is starting to squeeze. So you'll notice there'll be a lot of upheaval, a lot of turmoil, both personally and globally during this time. Hidden truths are really going to start coming to the surface. They already are doing, but it's just going to gather pace. And that's in our own personal lives as well. So anything that's been hidden from you let's start personally. Anything that you're hiding yourself from to do with your own personal life, you'll have to face that at some point really soon. So yeah, all those things you've been avoiding, ignoring, not wanting to do, the energy is going to put you in a situation where it needs to be faced, where changes need to happen for the positive. There's going to be a lot of leap of faiths required over the next few months, January, February, March. So it is going to be a bit of a stormy few months. So the energy is going to dictate that. But as long as you do the work, take time out, breath work, get out in nature, face the things that are being presented, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. And then the energy will soften down at the end of March, and you'll come out of it again in April all shiny and new. So that's on a personal level. That'll also happen on relationship level. So anything hidden in relationships, that whether positive or negative, they're going to start being shown. When energy wants things to be revealed, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how long you've been hiding and how well and how good you are at being secretive, energy creates these quirks of fate that will bring it rushing to the surface. So that's both a warning and anybody that's hiding stuff, then get ready, because these truths are going to come out. It's best to get ahead of that before it happens. But as we all know, we've all had experiences where truths have come out and they're seemingly out of the blue, but the signs have been there for a long time. So those kinds of things are going to start coming to the surface as well. So if you're actually the one hiding anything, it's worth actually bringing it to the surface. And that's what I mean by getting ahead of the universe working against you, which really the universe only ever works for you. It's going to create new paths for you to walk. And I'm not just talking relationships. It could mean jobs. It could mean, stuff that needs to be said to children, whether adult or younger, or in every scope and every possible way, the truths are going to come to the surface. And then let's talk globally. So that's even the people. Everything that's been hidden from the people is going to start coming to the surface. A lot of the stuff already is starting to come to the surface, and this kind of truth is already just spreading like wildfire. It's just popping up everywhere, and the ones trying to hide it are just now in the stage of the losing battle. They're just going to have to admit it, hold their hands up, and then continue with everything else that comes to the surface and just go, yeah, okay, this did happen. This was the way it was done. And there's going to be a lot of shocks and revelations in the next few months as well. Famous people coming out and telling things that they've kept hidden, just as an example. Many other things. And there's going to be massive changes and massive upheaval. As with any, imagine what's going on, to be akin to being in a relationship where you've had an inkling that your partner was cheating on you, but you could never prove it. And then that one quirk of fate just makes it 100% certain. You've always had an inkling, but you couldn't prove it. And you're just in this state of unknowing. Well, that's about to change. This state of knowing of all those things that were hidden from us are going to start coming to the surface. But that means from April onwards, positive change, massive positive change in both the personal lives, relationship lives, and global lives. The world will change, and 5D will be fully operating that golden octave, the oneness vibration, where we're at one with ourselves, we're comfortable with our masculine and our feminine and our inner child. There's obviously still going to be work to do, with the shadow work, inner work, personal development, that kind of thing. That's always going to be there. But the world's going to be a much shinier place in a much more positive way, and things will change positively for the masses, which is good. And I'm really looking forward to this happening. And why April? Well, April is truly the start of the year. I'm going by some of my own inner knowledge, and also going by how the tarot works. So the tarot major arcana of the 22 cards is basically a representation of our life's journey from start to end. And it starts as the Fool. Well, the only day throughout the year that's classed as April Fool's Day is, that's the start of the year, the start of the journey. And that's why once the calendars changed a long time ago, they moved the start of the year to January. And yes, there's lots of different calendars out there from different cultures that all have different New Years. The easy one to describe is the Chinese calendar starts around the end of January. The Chinese New Year is later on in the year. So it's not an exactly out there concept to believe that the Western Gregorian calendar moved the start of the year prior to that. And that's originally where the term April Fools came from anyway, because when they changed the start of the year, people used to the ones still believing that the start of the year was April were called April Fools when they'd moved it to January. So that's where the actual term came from when the calendar was originally changed. So whether we go back to that, who knows? Throughout history, massive things have changed and the people have just got on with it. It's also part of the reason why I think February's only got 28 days, because they have to, when they changed the calendars, they had to get it working somehow. But that's besides the point. But energetically, we're running to that time frame, and that's why we're basically coming to the end of the year, really, the end of the real year, and the last 3 months, the energy is going to be like sea in a storm. So hold on tight. There's going to be some big revelations. Just keep doing some inner work. Do whatever you feel you need to do to keep your mind, body, and soul healthy. So whether you like going out in nature, whether you like going for walks, whether you like playing games, whatever it is that you're doing that feed your soul positively, and it's not part of an escapism plan, definitely get back into that routine if Christmas and the New Year period took you out of it a little bit. That's what's coming for the next 3 months, January, February, March. And it will get more and more intense the closer we get to April. So just look out for yourselves out there. That's basically what this was about, just the Vesica Pisces Squeeze, as I've termed it. It's going to be some intense energies. The new moons and the full moons will all be more intense. I'm not sure if there's any eclipses during that time, as in solar eclipses anywhere around the world. If they are, they will also be more intense. Any Mercury in retrograde, so basically any planetary alignment, anything that affects the energies are all going to be heightened during these 3 months. So keep to it out there. Also, keep moving forward in your life as well. Don't allow any of this to stop you. If you're doing things positive for yourself that's going to improve your life, that's kind of going to be given a pass in regards to that it's not going to get affected. So it's not going to get taken out. If you're doing positive things for yourself that's not harming anybody else, and it's just solely positive for yourself and your life's mission, then definitely delve into that. Well, that's it. It was a very short podcast just to keep the podcast ticking over as well. And I felt that it would be good to share about these intense energies that are coming over the next 3 months. So thanks very much for those that are listening, and thanks very much for those that are watching on YouTube. And I'll see you all again soon with further guests. So take care, everyone, and have a great 2023 from April onwards. Bye-bye.